Today we're going to make pineapple upside down cake. And instead of just placing the butter in the pan first, I am going to spray it with Pam's new cooking spray. I want to make sure I get the sides and the bottom real good. And then we're going to place the butter in the pan. This is a half a cup of butter, just cut it up into pieces. And then we're going to place it in the oven at 375 and let it melt. Now while the butter is melting in the oven, we're going to go ahead and put the baking powder and the salt in with the flour. I do like to do that. It's not really necessary, but I like to do it because then you won't have any uneven spots in your dried ingredients and nothing will, I don't know, maybe it's a wives' tale, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. So just stir that up a little bit, and then we're going to be taking this out of the oven in just a sec. Now to make our cake batter, we're going to go ahead and pretty much you don't have to do anything special with this. You can combine everything in the same bowl. You put your flour, baking powder, and salt, and your sugar, and then you'll have 3 eggs, your vanilla, milk, half a cup of butter cut into pieces, and it should be cold, and 1/4 cup of shortening. And you can, if you don't want to use the shortening, you can go ahead and substitute that with butter. Okay, now with your paddle attachment on your mixer, you're going to go ahead and lock that in place, and you're going to mix this on low for about 30 seconds because you want to get everything, you don't want it flying out of the pan all over the place. So once it's kind of homogenized, as you can see, it's coming together there. You can go ahead and increase the speed. And we're going to let that mix for a solid 5 minutes. Okay, now that the butter has melted from the oven, it took about 6-7 minutes, maybe a little bit more. Now we're going to take 2 cups of brown sugar, and you're going to want to sprinkle it across the, that's not working very well, is it? Sprinkle it across the pan. Sorry about that. So go ahead and just sprinkle it evenly across the butter. Now the next step is to put your pineapple pieces in place. Use pineapple chunks. You drain them first. Place them right on top of the brown sugar in flower shapes. As you can see, you can fit 6 flowers on this cake. And then the next step is to place a maraschino cherry right in the center of each flower, and you want to kind of press it down a little bit into the sugar, but not too much. Okay, not too much. Okay, now the next step is to put the batter on top of the pineapples. Now you want to go slowly, but not too slowly, because you don't want your pineapples moving around. So if you see them starting to move, increase your speed a little bit until you have covered it all, at least covered all the flowers, and then you can use your rubber spatula to get the remaining batter out of the pan. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and bake it for 35 to 40 minutes at 375.